Good morning, Liberians. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your location on the globe. This is Benson Mason, and I'm here with another Constitutional Forum this morning. And in my effort, I tried for us to understand the Constitution as much as we can. My whole aim is not to destroy anybody. My aim is to give us an understanding of the Constitution um, from a general perspective of our responsibility and our uh, 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 expectation to help make our government and our country a functioning society. Okay, before we start today, let us go into Okay, people, welcome again to another Constitutional Forum. This is your host, Benson Mason, and I'll be discussing Article 56A. And like we usually would like for us to have your input. And if you would like to put an input in, it is up to you to, you can either write your questions, and by next week or so, I will be able to have to bring you on directly as I will be able to have things placed up. Right now, I'm still setting up my phone system, so I would like to have your call coming in. Um, Today we are basically looking at the Constitution and we will be considering that 56A. The Constitution talk about the import, or the Constitution considers the president's, and we will be going into that as it will be set up. And this constitutional article is basically informing us or giving us an idea of the expectation of our appointed officers. Okay, it's telling us something about our appointed officers. The question obviously is, what is the appointed officer's expectation? I like this article because it brings out the patriotism within us. It brings out the nationalism within us. Because a lot of people have read this article, and a lot of our officials attach the latter part of this article and misrepresent the people in an effort to move on. Now, let us take a look at the article as it is. Okay, this is the article. The article reads: all cabinet ministers, deputy and assistant cabinet ministers, ambassadors, ministers, and consuls, superintendents of counties, and other government officials, both military and civilian, appointed by the president pursuant to this constitution, shall hold their offices at the pleasure of the president. We have a lot of people misinterpreting this article and doing a lot of things to our people under the conception that they are supposed to work to please the president. No, the Constitution does not say that. People are of the misconception that we are appointed by the president, so therefore, whatever we do is to get the president to be satisfied with us. No, yes, that's what it is. The president should be satisfied, but it is not to please. To please him is not in the act of doing the wrong. Let us narrow down this. Let us take this thing and look at it in a close, concise manner. Okay, let us look at it in a close, concise manner. What is this? What is this really saying? Let's go down. Let's look at it, and let us see what the Constitution really wants to say. Let's blow it up. Look at what the Constitution says. This is the root of the Constitution. This is what the Constitution has said in that long paragraph that we had up. This is what the Constitution says, down to the bone, the meat of it. All appointed by the president pursuant to this Constitution shall hold their offices at the pleasure of the president. At the pleasure of the president simply means that the president can remove you at any time, for any reason, without being questioned. That's the idea. He appointed you without being questioned. He can remove you without being questioned. He does not need a reason to move you. He today and said, "Hey, I made you president. I'm just a minister. You fired. Hey, assistant minister, you fired. Hey, deputy minister, you fired." The reason of him moving you is his pleasure. He doesn't need a reason. You don't have to do wrong by him. You don't have to do right by him. His choice to remove you does not depend on what you do. It depends on what he wants to do, what is going to please him. You can do the right by him. and he can remove you. Okay, you can do the right by him, and he can remove you. He can remove you from the scene because he wants to remove you. He can replace you. Your you being in the position is not because you are doing what is pleasing the president, but it's because the president wants to keep you there. Whether you are doing the right, whether you are doing the wrong, if the president wants to keep you there, he will keep you there. If the president doesn't want to, he will fire you. He will move you. Now, we have to understand the thing say you hold the office at the pleasure. You hold that office at the pleasure. Not you hold that office at the pleasing of the president. No, not at the pleasing of the president, but at the pleasure of the president. I mean, the president enjoys you being there. Whatever you do, he enjoys you being there. So when I see people doing the wrong, and they think that, oh, well, the person got to please the president. No, you don't have to please the president. You don't have to please the president, because you can please the president and you can be removed. You can please the president and be removed. So let us get it to the bone. And this goes to our appointed officers, our ministers who are there striving to please the president to the point that they are doing right. And to the even goes to some of our legislators who are trying to please the president. You need not to please the president, especially the legislature who he has no control of. But since this article is restricting us to the appointed leaders, and that goes to the superintendent, you don't need to do crap to please the president, because what? Like people said, regime comes and regime goes. Administration come, administrations go. What remains? The government of Liberia remains. The people of Liberia remains. Now, given your track record of your eagerness to please the power that be, we are forced to let you know that some government will come and will not want. They will not want to have you as a leader. Why? Because you are a person who always seeking to please. When you're seeking to please people, it becomes a difficult thing for people to trust you. And when people cannot trust you, because sometimes it takes a hard decision to make a right thing. This brings me to introducing into this scenario, or bringing a scenario in of the Honorable Brownie Samukai did the right thing on the behalf of the country, but he did it with the wrong money. He did it for the wrong thing. He was wrong because he obeyed his boss when he should not have, when he should have said no. So the thing is not that Brownie Samukai misrepresented or embezzled the money on his person, but no, the money he is called to pay is not that he took the money and misappropriate in his own coffers for his own family. No, he put the money behind the country to make the country look good. But the instruction in which he obeyed was the wrong instruction. He should not have done it. Why? He should have said to the president, this money is not public money, so we can use it in that means. And if you decide for us to do that in that means, I can. I will not do that. And when he said, I will not do that, let the president remove him and bring somebody else who will do it. Given that scenario, he did not take that position. So today he is paying money that he embezzled on his person and his family, but he applied because of instruction from the chief of staff. Now, I like this thing. This thing is good. Our government is doing something good. But should it be only with Brownie Samukai? No. Let it go across the board to everyone who would misapplied not only public money, Even public money under instruction, if it's misapplied, need to be brought up so that people can be handled and can account for it. Okay, so that people can account for it. Today is Brownie Samukai. I hope the same Supreme Court will be ready. Tomorrow it becomes somebody else to bring out the same or spirit of the law, the same spirit of justice. You see, this is a problem. We want to be in the office. We don't want to serve the Liberian people. We want to serve the Liberian leaders. When you are in a public office, your duty is to serve the Liberian people, not the Liberian leader. The Liberian leader also is serving the Liberian people. So the best interest of the Liberian people is there. Remember, the Constitution, the article say you shall hold your office at the pleasure of the president. What is the pleasure of the president? The president trusted you, so he appointed you. Yes. The president trusted you. That's why you are in the position. Yes. The president trusted you to do the right. So he gave you a position where you can exercise those things. Now, if by any reason you acknowledge the president, yes, he will fire you if you so desire. No, he may not fire you if you so desire. So whether you do the right or the wrong, it does not matter to you holding that office. But my prayer is that you do the right. You will do the best things to promote the country, promote the people of the country. Do the best thing, do the right thing as you are put in that office, because it does not depend on you, it depends on the president. It does not depend on what you do, it depends on the president. It does not depend on who you know, it depends on the president. If the president is happy, if the president is sad, if the president is in the middle, he can fire you anytime. He can fire you anytime. You need not to do anything wrong to be fired. All you have to do is to accept the appointment. And when you accept the appointment, you can be fired. Just how the president lied down in his home, in his bed, and he said, "Oh, I love this guy. I love Mr. John, so let me appoint Mr. John to the health minister." He got up in the morning. Mr. John has been doing everything good. He has been trying to be progressive. He gets up in the morning, he look at Mr. John, he said, "Mr. John, I'm taking you from this ministry. I don't want you here no more." It matter you did good or bad. The president, it's like, it's like the food. You may prepare a dish. The taste is not the one that will force somebody to eat. If the person is not hungry or the person doesn't want to eat, you may not eat it. You may have fixed what the person, you fix the person best dish. If the person wants to eat, they will eat. If they don't want to eat, they will not eat. They don't have to be mad. They don't have to be happy. They don't have to. The question is, the person will be asking, "I got no space in this belly. I love this food, but I can't eat it. Okay, I can't eat it right now. I just have to let it be. Later on." So that's the spirit you should go to. You should go to work in public service with. In public service, you are supposed to be there to serve the people. Let the people be. Look, there are a lot of people who served leaders in our history so much that when the leaders left and they fell from the grace of the leaders, they had no way to be reabsorbed into society because they had done so much ill to the people that the people had pushed them aside. The people had ostracized them. The people had let them say, "Oh, don't worry about him. He does not matter. She does not matter." So when you get into a position, it is incumbent upon you to know that you are in that position to serve the people. If what you do please the people, the president will be pleased. If the president is not pleased and the people are pleased, it leaves the opportunity for you to go back into public service and to serve the people in public service. It is always that. So when you not doing what is right, when you're not doing what is right,
you will not understand that you don't need to please the president, because pleasing somebody is different. Pleasing one person is a problem of trying to to find out what should I do to make this person happy. Now you can do things to make the person happy, but what if you do what it is that makes the person happy and it destroys the person's perception and leadership? You are not making them happy, you are destroying them. Yes, I mean, the person will be happy about it, but in the final end, when it destroys the person or when it presents the person ugly, the person comes back. So yes, you please the person at an instant. You please the person at an instant. You presented them at an instant, but then what happened in the later end? What happened? You are holding it to that person's pleasure. That does not mean breaking the laws. It does not mean covering up the wrong. It simply means you got a function that they put you. Do your job. Do your job. What are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do? And it becomes a difficult thing because most of us want to please the president. We do the wrong things, and sometimes the president don't even know some of the things we do. Sometimes we don't we are so misled. Okay, but the thing is, keep in your mind that the pleasure of the president is not determined by what you do or what you don't do, what you do right or what you don't do right, what you do, what you do in in the confines of the law or outside the confines of the law. No, it just depends on whether the president wants to keep you there. It just depends on whether the president wants to keep you there. You cannot force a person to keep you if you're doing the right thing, and the person doesn't want to keep you, they will kick you out. If you do the wrong thing and the person doesn't want to keep you, they'll kick you out. So yes, Christopher, what I'm saying, okay. What I'm saying is we hold the offices that we get by appointment simply because the government or the president choose for us to hold it. I'm not trying to say it. The president made a choice, and he will move you based on his choice, not because you are doing the wrong thing, not because he has a displeasure with you. He may not have a displeasure with you and what you did. He could just want to move you. That's his choice, and nobody can question it. Nobody can question it. The Constitution gave him that right to put you there by the consent of the Senate. But it does not give him he has the right to remove you without the consent of the Senate. He will put you there by the consent. The Senate must agree that you go to the office. But when time to take you from there, the Senate doesn't have to agree. The Senate does not have to agree for him to remove you. So what I'm saying to you is that it's the president's choice. It's the president's choice. Let's take McGee, for example. Look, McGee is in the position that he's in, and he's enjoying the pleasure of the president. But is McGee doing everything that is right? Is he doing everything that is constitutional legal? Is he doing everything that is right under the law? No. These are people who, if another leader comes in, that person is going to be removed. Okay? He's not, all he is, he's in a position. And that position, he holds it because the president wants him there. No matter what we say, no matter how much things he breaks, no matter how much misleading he misleads the president, no matter what he does, only when the president decides to move him, the president will move him. Only when the president wants to move him. And it doesn't have to be because of any right or because of anything wrong. It just have to be because the president say, "I'm ready to move you, my brother. Move." Another person take our time. Because look, you have the finance minister with all this economic turmoil that we are in. He's still in his position. The president is not moving him. Does he enjoying he's right now, he's in the pleasant flavor of the president. Okay? But if the president decides to move him, whether he has done good or bad, who questions it? Nobody. Nobody question it. Nobody questions it. Look at the agriculture ministry. People have been in and out. Some people have good programs, some people don't have good programs, but people are there. Those who were there before, those who were there before, they serve at the pleasure of the president. Hell no. Okay, they are still enjoying their position because why? The president wants them there. Okay, the president wants them there. When the president wants you in a position, it has nothing to do with what you do. All he wants you to do is do your job. That's why the president puts you there, to do your job. Then you say, what is my job? Go to the job description. Look at your job description and do your job. Leave the president and just keep working for the people. That's what you need to do. Work for the people. If you are working for the people, you will enjoy the president's, you enjoy the benefit of the president. Yeah, sometimes it's not easy and sometimes it's difficult. But if we continue to do what we can do for the country, the people will continue to people will enjoy that. People will continue to say, yes, that's good. People will say, yes, it's great. People will continue to please and praise you for the work you do. That's the bottom line. That is the bottom line. We are in a position, we serve our country through the appointment of the president. And what we need to do is to keep serving our people. Because why? The regime will go, the administration will go, but the Liberian people will be there. There is nothing that tell you you have to please the president. No, the statement doesn't say you must please the president. The statement say you hold that office. You are only in that office at his pleasure, which means his firing you is his pleasure. You do it. If keeping you there, if it's pleasure, you do it. His pleasure is something that he enjoys. You are there for him to he's enjoying you be there. I mean, pleasure is something that wants enjoy. Hey, you got a guy there, yeah. Let me be there. I ain't worried. I'm happy about it. What he does is in the purview of the people. So go back, people, all our Liberian people, all our appointed officers. You will lost favor with the president if you are not doing the right thing. You may lose favor with the president because you're doing the right thing. The thing is, you are only in that position because the president wants you there. I don't know what you think. You can follow the president around all day. You can go with him around everywhere he wants to go. You will obviously lose that position if the president doesn't want you there. Rakazi, I don't know how you call it. I think I'll put your statement up and I'll address it because what criminality is it? It's he did not do anything criminal. What he did, yes, I may agree with you, it was unethical, and the criminal nature of it was something that he did for the country. He, at the point in time, the money was needed to keep the people, the soldiers in I think it's in Malay, and he made a choice. The choice was to obey the president, and in obeying the president, he violated the law. So yeah, you're right. He's on. It was unethical, and he was convicted. I'm not saying he was not convicted, and I'm glad he was convicted because he's paying back the money that he did not put in his own coffers, that he did not use on himself. That is a precedent. That is a precedent, and that's what we're saying. He did it in obedience to the president. But what is it? Yeah, he fell prey to a perception. The perception that you are there to please the president. If he had told the president no and let the president remove him, somebody else would have done it. That would be fine. Whoever else would have done it would be in the same situation with him today. Would we have been in the same situation with him today? The perception that we are there to please the president, we're not there to please the president. We are there to do what is right. We are there to do what is right. That you will be there, and when the time comes, you will be removed. The people of Liberia will continue to be there, and that's what we're saying to you. It is unethical, but it was not criminal. It is unethical, but it was. You see, that's something people got to understand. Criminality and being unethical, they are two different things. They are two different things. He misapplied the money for the good of the country, and that is unethical because the money should have been for the soldiers, and he should have kept the money for those pension soldiers. But when he takes that money and apply it to something that is not for, even though it benefits the prestige of the country, even though the country morals or morality was uplifted, even though the country representation was uplifted, it was not a criminal act. It was an unethical act, and unethically presented. That's why he's paying the money back. That's why he is held for because he used the money, so he is making restitution. Okay, that's not criminal. That's not criminal. Please stop trying to criminalize every situation. That's what is our problem in Liberia. Everything becomes a crime. Everything becomes a crime. Okay. That's why the court said, listen, you got a time to pay this money because it's a silver issue. We're going to let you pay this money. If you don't pay this money, then within this time, you will go to jail. Okay? Because failure to obey the law, failure to obey the ruling is a different thing. So let us stop trying to think that, do you think Barney would have continued in that position if he had said no? Do you think he would have obeyed that, or he would have benefited if he has said no? No, he would not have benefited. He would not have benefited if he had said no. He would not. Today, we have been looking at other things. We have been seeing different person in that position long before. Maybe he would have been kept in the position, and maybe they would have had another way to raise the money. I don't know. I can't say anything about it. Or if they release the president would have removed him. It becomes funny when you go to you go and do the audit of the money. You come to figure out that Barney did not invest any of that money on his personal self. Everything was given to the Liberian people, to the army. When people, I will wish that next week when I come on, I will try my utmost best to have my phone system up so that I can listen to some of you guys speak. When I'm not speaking in a position of party. Okay, I'm not speaking in the position of choosing a political side. I don't have a political side. I will only say to you that when you look into things as a Liberian, try to first and foremost be objective. First and foremost, be objective. Do not pick a side before you look into it. This is not the only problem with Brownie Samukai was not the only issue. You have a lot of people who have the same situation, but nobody is complaining about it. But I use Brownie because I want you to know that you can please the president. And when you please the president, when the president is certified, you could be doing something that is wrong. And the law will hold you. You will be part of this law. The law of the country will hold you accountable. You will be held accountable by the law because you please the individual and you did not please the country. When the country, when you violate the rules, when you violate the laws of the country, it will catch you. It will catch up with you in the future, whether you like it or not. It will catch up with you in the future. Okay? He did it in pleasing of the president. He did it in satisfying the president. He held the position. What is happening today? He is being held for that money, and not the president. He has been held for the misappropriation of that money, but not the ex-president. President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf is not the one that was dragged to the Supreme Court. She's not the one that was brought down guilty. He was brought down guilty because the money was within his scope. So you see, it's not the problem of who you celebrate. It's not the problem of who you praise. It's the problem of what you do in the final analysis. It's the probability of who you serve in the final analysis. What did you do? He had the right to say no. He had the right to say no. He had the right to say no. But this is what I'm saying. You and I, people, you don't have to resign. You can say no and let the president fire you, or the president asks you to resign. People, it is not ethical for us to sit and make an argument. The pleasing of the president is insignificant to the people or bureau. When you please the president and you do the wrong thing, you will obviously fall prey to the thing because the person you please today, if the person is satisfied tomorrow, they will remove you. But if you please the Liberian people, tomorrow will put you in other positions because they are pleased with your action. They will put you in other positions. That is the bottom line. That is what I'm letting you know today. You only hold that office to pleasure because remember, when the president appoints you, if the Senate rejects you, you cannot get to that position. But when the Senate confirms you, you get to that position. Now you are holding it at the pleasure of the president. The pleasure of the president is anything that he can, anything. He can get very his wife in the night and fire you in the morning. He can get very his wife in the night and fire you in the night. His son could say something to him, or his children could do something to him, and he can come out and fire you. You are there for him, for the people, the Liberian people. That's why he put you there, to serve the Liberian people, not for you to be there to please him, to do it. No, you are there to serve the Liberian people, and that is the underlying perception that I'm trying to get to us today. Let us keep in mind, whenever you are appointed to serve the Liberian people. Whenever you are appointed to serve the Liberian people. And that is the underlying fact that we all should have. We should keep that in our mind, that whenever we are appointed to a position, we are appointed to the Liberian people, and we are there to do what is right. When you do what is right by the Liberian people, you will always be a leader in the people's eyes, no matter whether you are in an office or not. When you serve the Liberian people with integrity, you will. Uh, I had one of the former commissioner of custom, the late Abba Kemo, always said that whatever you do in public office must be for the people, and if the people are pleased, you will leave the position with your head held high, and you will not be disgraced because the people will always know that what you do. And listen, when you are in a position, those who work with you are the first people who know that you are an honest man. That's the first people who know that you are a person with character, whatever you do, those people in the office are the first people who will put their hands up high and say, this person is the appropriate and the right person. Well, we can't further stress this anymore. But when you are in a position, when you are appointed to a position and you work to the pleasure of the president, the pleasure of the president does not mean you must please the president. It means that you must do your job for the Liberian people as the president is doing for the Liberian people. Everybody should function for the Liberian people. Why? Because the oath of office you take says that you will obey and you will move the constitution and the laws. You obey the constitution and the laws of Liberia. So whatever you do, you need to know what is the scope of your job, and you need to do those things that are appropriate, because the constitution and the laws of Liberia is supreme to any president. It can even catch those presidents in the future, or when they leave office, they can even be held for crimes, for violations. So remember that when you go, it's not if you are pleasing the president, because when you please the president and you violate the law, it will catch up with you. Thanks for following me. Again, this is Benson Mason, and this is the Constitutional Forum. Next week, I'll be looking at other things that takes into our society right now. Those things, I came up to this because people always say that when people are appointed to position, they have to work to the pleasure or no. You hold the office, which means you are in that office at the pleasure of the president. You are in the office at the pleasure of the president. Okay? You are in the office by the pleasure of the president, which means the president, you are there anytime the president feels good or bad, he can fire you. It doesn't mean that you have to be there to do the wrong, to please the president. No, you're not there to please the president. You are in there to do the people's work. And that's why we should keep in mind. That's why we should keep in mind. Remember, like I always say, administration comes and go. Regime comes and go. But the Liberian people will always be the constant in this equation. Thanks for following me. Follow again on next week, Wednesday. I'll be back here with a hot, bubbling. It will be looking at another thing that. Until then, I'll see you, and I'll see you again.
Land of liberty.
Okay.